Militants are using Ghana as logistical base.
Plus, Ministry of Food and Agriculture announces that this year's National Farmers' Day will take place on Friday, November 8, 2024.
Welcome to the program. The Ministry of National Security has expressed concern over a recent report by Reuters which claimed that Islamist militants are using northern Ghana as a logistical and medical base to support their insurgent activities. In a statement, the ministry rejected Reuters' report that found the jihadists are discreetly using neighboring Ghana's north as a logistical and medical base to sustain their insurgency. The Ministry of National Security said there were no non-aggression policy to tacit agreements with militant groups. The ministry categorically rejected the portrayal of Ghana as a supply line for militants, stressing that Ghana's counter-terrorism efforts have earned commendation from regional and global partners engaged in the fight against terrorism. The statement said the government of Ghana deserves recognition for the significant resources it allocates to securing the country's borders. It added that Ghana's security forces are actively engaged in counter-terrorism operations, particularly along the northern border, which is a firm commitment to protecting citizens and maintaining regional stability. Let's dissect this further, and Adib Sane is a security analyst who is helping us do this. Adib, thank you so much for your time. What are your thoughts on the ministry's approach to addressing the Reuters report?
Well, I expected that statement to come from the Ministry of National Security because obviously the report raised certain concerns about our proactiveness to deal with the terrorism menace that has plagued the West African subcontinent. It also raises issues of the porous nature of our borders and whether indeed there seemed to be an agreement of some sort between the Ghana government and particularly JNIM. I am very much privy to the report. Most of the authors are my friends. I was one of the persons they spoke with respect to that report. And I've had a very lengthy chat with the lead researcher in this. And we went into the nitty-gritty. I mean, according to sources they spoke with, there are instances when individuals are stopped by JNIM in Burkina Faso. They show their Ghana ID cards and they are let go. All right. So that pointed to whether indeed there is some form of understanding between the Ghana government and them or not. But I am not in a position to say whether it is true or not, okay? So obviously the Ministry of National Security has to say something because there seemed to have been, some kind of apprehension within the general population about the possibility of perhaps terrorist attacks and whether indeed we are really countering them or would be able to withstand in case they make an attempt and all that. So
right.
I think it's a good statement, but surely there are some concerns that needs to be addressed.
Absolutely. But will you say the tone and content of the response effectively counter the claims made?
Well, it was just denial, and more about what the government is doing, the collaborations it has with other stakeholders and perhaps even the initiation of the Accra Initiative. I think these are giant, steps to addressing the issue of terrorism in West Africa. But some of us have expressed concerns about the manner in which it was done. And I'll give you a clear case in point. See something, say something. It was a great initiative, okay? Unfortunately, it wasn't well done. I mean, there was no proper consultation, no collaboration between the ministry and, civil society and other actors on the ground. And it was in shambles. So I felt we could have taken advantage of that initiative to get more people educated and help, give information to the security services so we are able to preempt and, stop the terrorists in their track. But from the Ministry of National Security side, what more do you expect them to say? They are talking on behalf of the government, and I'm not sure anyone would wish to use his left hand to point at his house, okay? I'm not in any way actually denying that a lot of work has gone into the peace and security Ghana is enjoying. But what we are saying is there is room for improvement and a lot more has to be done. But it cannot be done only by the Ministry of National Security. They have to work closely with other stakeholders,
right,
with civil society, with chiefs, and even, most importantly, work with other countries within the sub-region so far as sharing of intelligence, etc. is concerned.
Of course. Given the ministry's emphasis on collaboration with neighboring countries, what specific measures are in place to enhance border security and prevent terrorist infiltration? Briefly.
Well, I have been to Paga. I've crossed into Burkina Faso. I went all the way to Ouagadougou and back just to see the state of affairs so far as security is concerned. It's not everything I can see on TV, but it is worrying. When we talk about porous borders, people think it's the unmanned borders, but even the manned borders are porous, unfortunately. But I cannot disclose the nuances. But surely there's a lot more work we are supposed to do, especially also with intelligence sharing. The Burkinabes, the Nigerians, the Malians, they are fighting the terrorists directly. They understand their dynamics. They understand everything about them better than we do. So if we are able to get intelligence from these countries, we should even be able to tell if an individual is being sought after in Nigeria. When he comes into Ghana, immediately we should be able to determine that, hey, this is a terrorist suspect. So the sharing of intelligence is critical, and going forward, I think government would have to get innovative with ensuring the safety of our borders, especially also as we go into this year's elections. But the most important bit of it all is to address the about 350 unresolved chieftaincy and land disputes. Just last night, it was fire,
right,
so to speak, in Boku. Okay, and the possibility that terrorists would take advantage of the situation there to establish a foothold of some sort is quite high.
Right. Talking of the 2024 election, in Boko, there have been suspension of campaign tours from the political parties. Professor Jainan Opoku-Agyeman couldn't go there as she is, I beg your pardon, in the Upper East region, hoping that she could be in Boko to campaign. We are heading towards the political season. The election is drawing nearer. It's lurking around the corners. Briefly, as a security analyst, how is this a threat to the election?
Well, terrorists, as has been indicated by Brian Jenkins, one of the most prolific writers so far as terrorism is concerned, is they've become more lethal and they've become more dangerous by the day. They want to hit you when, where, how it hurts most. So terrorists would always want to make a statement, all right? So if it is election time, they can get very disruptive, all right?
Absolutely.
And when you touch our democracy, you touch everything that is important to us, okay?
Right.
So we need to be mindful of these threats. We need to be mindful of the proliferation of small arms and light weapons in the system, which can be used for terrorist activities, they can be used for criminal activities, and they can be used for politically motivated violence. So surely the stakes are high, and we need to work harder to ensure peace and security the country has enjoyed since the inception of the Fourth Republic.
Have a blissful Sunday, Sunny, and thank you so much for your time. It's time for your Election Command Center.
And indeed, we are your Election Command Center. Now, the wife of the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, Hajia Samira Bawumia, has reiterated that the ongoing Agenda 111 hospitals across the country is a game changer in the health sector. Speaking to nursing students at the Pemba Nursing and Midwifery Training College in the Salaga South constituency of the Savannah region, Hajia Samira emphasized that a vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the MPP is a vote for jobs. Let's now cross over to the Savannah region and engage my colleague Christopher Mwako, who has been following Hajia Samira's tour of the region for some time now. Now, Chris, first, tell us where she has visited so far and what has she been saying?
Yes, so Judith, the second lady has visited some constituencies in the Savannah region. She started off from the Damango constituency, where she interacted with the chiefs and people of the area. Then she moved to the Yapi Kusogo constituency before coming to the Salaga South and Salaga North constituencies. And basically what she's been telling the people is that they should vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to be the next president of the country, so that the fortunes of the country and the developmental projects that the MPP government has done over the period within this 8-year period, his husband will come and continue with that. She's also been telling constituents to vote for the parliamentary candidates in the various constituencies that she's visited. She believes that the MPP is the only political party that can turn the fortunes of the country around. She's been engaging some students of the Pembi Nursing and Midwifery Training College, touching on the Agenda 111 projects. Let's take a listen to what she's been saying.
Right.
So on December 7th, I want all of you to be lucky by choosing Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as the next president. Because that is the opportunity for you. We have to find a leader who cares about us. As young people, we need an innovative leader. You can't keep doing the same things and expect different results. We need bold solutions for the future, and Bawumia is promising to give us just that. Today, thanks to the government of the New Patriotic Party, under the leadership of Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, our president, and Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, we are building 111 hospitals, 101 districts, 6 regional hospitals, and psychiatric hospitals. As a trainee, ask yourself what that means. That means as soon as you finish school, you will get placements because there are institutions for you to go to. That is a forward-thinking government, creating opportunities for your future.
Well, Chris, we understand that the Lands and Natural Resources Minister has also been speaking. What exactly has he been saying?
Yes, so the NDC MP for Salaga South constituency, Hajia Zura Ibrahima, made some comments over the weekend, and what she said was that she was going to contest the Damango constituency seat if Abu Jinapo does not stop meddling with the affairs of the Salaga South constituency. And he has been responding to those comments from the NDC MP that the MP actually indicated that his open. But Abu Jinapo has been saying that the constituents don't need talking in parliament to survive. They need development. And so he's been responding to some of the comments made by the NDC MP. Let's also take a listen to what he's also been saying.
Or he cannot speak. He's a man of development. He's a man of action. He's a man of progress. And that is what we want. This is what we want. We vote for people to bring development. We vote for people to bring progress and prosperity, not to speak. Speak for what? Can we hear speaking? Can we hear speaking? Whether he can speak or not, he's the man who can bring the goodies to us here in Savannah South. And so when you vote for Dr. Bawumia, you vote for Uncle Sally. The times and the politics of blah 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 is over. We don't want blah blah again. We want development. We want development. And so I thank you. And the mass will come before we vote.
Well, Chris, we know that this is an election season, and briefly before you go, what are the dynamics in the Savannah region towards the election, especially when we know that the NDC wants to win all 7 seats?
Yes, so in the Savannah region, it's going to be interesting on December 7th because, you know, currently as it stands, out of the 7 constituencies in the region, the NDC is holding on to 4 and the MPP holding on to 3. Now, the MPP is saying that, look, this time we're going to win all 7 seats because in 2020 we said we were winning 3 seats and lo and behold we won 3 seats. So this time they are working towards winning all 7 seats in the Savannah region. Now the NDC is also saying that this is the home region of the NDC's flag bearer John Dramani Mahama, and so it's not been easy. Each of the political parties, MPP and NDC, have intensified their campaigns, moving from door to door, engaging residents to ensure that they buy into their messages so that come December 7th, they will win their votes. And so it's an interesting region to watch, especially constituencies like the Salaga South constituency, the Damango constituency, and the Yape Kusogu constituency, where John Jinapo is also contesting.
Right, many thanks for your time. That's my colleague Christopher Mwaku, who's been bringing us details from the Savannah region where the wife of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been going on a campaign tour. But there's more.
As the wife is in the Savannah region, the husband is also in the OT region canvassing for votes. Beautiful, if you ask me. But what has he been saying? The presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has renewed his commitment to improving agriculture he voted into power. Addressing chiefs, clergy and Muslim clerics in the Karachi East constituency in the OT region, Dr. Bawumia stated that improved agriculture will provide job opportunities for the youth and reduce the importation of food produce.
Dambai teacher training is going to be upgraded to become a university. In the next few weeks, year AstroTurf Amamo in Dambai. 2017, now AstroTurf's year 3 per ewo Ghana, 3. After 8 years, we are increasing to 150 AstroTurfs in Ghana. Also, the bridge over the OT, the work is going on. You identify, say, the Korean facility of 2 billion we are going to see about using that facility also. I help us with the bridge over the OT. Asema ehiamu mabaha mwaka nchiremo machro ego bukumu enti me ba ban mu a me yire me ho aye juma because minim say if you na do a mesamba have you na mo be sami na we no a o kan no waye enti minim say me ba haliti me yire me ho pa abo ejuma den amamo Meyere me hopa afọ ijumaden amamo o mampenyin dada ofirisirim meso me firisirim enyasa enti first no NDC fo mo nam o propaganda mo say o mampenyin dada yesirim ni mo so mo vote man enyasa na na woka eno so mo so mo sirimni a ono so oye o jina enyasa ye mi no ba ko betime adi o mampenyin afie nan ba ko betime o mampenyin afie wotwe di na mo pe Mo nyina mo yankambom wohwe ejuma amaye obia di adanse say wohwe vice president sa wo abaga na wonya vice president a waye ejuma sin Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia sana obia ishishia media ba enyame na mekan e kirese nananom Ekirese vice president ejuma no mapase. Into of course school now ko pass exam. Say about promotion. Into mo promote me. Na me ko president. E ko ye president ejuma no.
Right, and that's Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and also the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, telling the people in the OT region that he has done enough to prove to be the man to win power in the 2024 election. But as time goes, we are hoping that maybe or not, maybe, just maybe.
Well, let's say on elections, and President Akufo-Addo has assured Ghanaians that the government, in partnership with the Electoral Commission, security forces and key stakeholders, is committed to creating a secure and inclusive environment for the December 7 elections. The MP for Asokwa, Patricia Appiah-Jay, read a speech on behalf of the President at the Second General Assembly of the Conference of Speakers and Presidents of African Legislatures in Accra.
This year, Ghana stands at a critical juncture as we approach our upcoming elections. In this election year, I want to reaffirm my government's absolute commitment to ensuring that these elections are conducted peacefully, transparently, and with the utmost respect for the democratic rights of every Ghanaian. Ghana has long stood as a beacon of democracy on our continent, and it is our collective duty to maintain this legacy for generations to come. And I call upon all Ghanaians, regardless of background or political affiliation, to join us in this commitment to peace. The government of Ghana, in collaboration with the Electoral Commission, security agencies, and all relevant stakeholders, will create an environment in which all citizens can participate in the electoral process without fear, intimidation, or interference. We understand that free, fair, and peaceful elections are not merely a reflection of governmental integrity, but the foundation of our democratic values.
Well, let's move further south on the continent, and ahead of the December 7 elections, some Ghanaians living in South Africa say they expect policies that will transform the economy and make the country conducive for their return. Life in South Africa appears more profitable than staying in Ghana, as some economic challenges continue to push citizens abroad in search for better opportunities. Michael Obodu reports from Cape Town in South Africa.
Ekwia Tutuwa is a Ghanaian hairdresser who has lived in South Africa for over a decade. She says her decision to relocate was driven purely by economic factors.
Someone introduced me to app job opportunities in South Africa, and I accepted because life was a bit difficult for me here in Ghana.
She is not alone. Many Ghanaians who have migrated to South Africa share similar experiences, citing the economic difficulties back home as the main reason for leaving.
Cape Town is like you are in Europe. Everything works well. Security is top. The economy is growing. Jobs are created, and you get people coming from other provinces to come and work here because they don't create jobs here, but here we create jobs.
Here, when you are selling even this key, and you said 1,000, they started like Yusumami. He will buy because he has money. He's working.
Over the past few years, the Ghanaian cedi has depreciated at a concerning rate, while inflation hit record levels and fuel costs surged. For these migrants, Ghana's economic situation remains a source of concern.
South Africa, Kolako school. Now, you see a friend the grade 12. I don't know Ghana University, not to 5 years, 10 years, no money.
While there are many job opportunities for high school graduates in South Africa, university graduates are struggling to get decent jobs in Ghana.
As Ghana heads into the 2024 elections, some of these Ghanaians in South Africa are sharing their hopes for the future. Key among their concerns are issues related to jobs and healthcare.
One thing I want to
tell the current government or the incoming is that here in South Africa, basic healthcare is free of charge.
I have no expectation, because Ghanaians that get to the voting booth might decide differently from what they have heard from campaigns. So for me, whichever government comes to power, look after the people, as simple as that.
If Mama is bringing 24 hours economy, I think it will be of help, because anybody who come out from school will get something to do. Those who are living in the village area know nothing about digitalization.
However, they still hope the entire electoral process will be peaceful.
We don't want to be outside the country and hear that there's a lot of hooliganism, going on down there in our country, and people will be asking you, what is going on in your country? Why this, why that, why that? Because there are also other foreigners here who will want to know what is going on in your country.
For many Ghanaians living abroad, an improvement in the economy would be a crucial factor for their decision to return home. They say they will be closely watching how the upcoming election shapes Ghana's future.
Michael Obedu, 3 Business, Cape Town, South Africa.
From SA back to Ghana, African lawmakers have been urged to take a more assertive role in governance focused on development. Speaker Alban Babing at the Second General Assembly of the Conference of Speakers and Presidents of African Legislatures underscored the need for legislative bodies to prioritize development and reclaim the authority in shaping policies that affect citizens.
Former Speaker Professor Aaron Michael Quay opened the discussions by advocating for a renewed focus on development among African legislators, emphasizing the importance of collaboration to effectively tackle the pressing challenges facing the continent.
Some time ago, our important issue was how best we could decolonize the continent of Africa. Then the period came when we decided upon democratization of Africa. I believe the time has come when we must realign towards development again.
Speaker of Parliament Alban Babing bemoaned the limitations imposed by the legal frameworks in many African countries, which often leave parliamentarians with restricted power. He noted that legislative bodies must play a more significant role in shaping policies that directly impact citizens.
We should be seen as part of the arrowheads of governance in our various countries. And as representatives of the people, our parliaments cannot sit aloof or operate on the fringes of the efforts to combat these challenges. We must be at the center of those efforts if we are to meet the needs and aspirations of the people we represent.
He also raised concerns about the perception that parliaments are subservient to the executive branch, asserting that all arms of government should operate on equal footing. By reinforcing the legislative role in shaping policies and agreements, Babing underscored the necessity of lawmakers to be fully engaged in the legislative process, particularly when it comes to international treaties and agreements that impact their constituents.
The 3 arms of government are equal, and that is the only way that equality, with the additional oversight given to Parliament, gives us the energy to be able to oversee what the presidents do. So if we are subservient to our presidents, then you cannot hold our presidents to account by the various legal frameworks in our countries. When they go into their conferences and append their signatures to agreements, to treaties, to protocols, and they bring them to our parliaments, our hands are usually tied.
Delivering a speech on behalf of President Kufuor, a member of Parliament, Fuasokwa, Patricia Piaget highlighted the potential for the gathering to create solutions that propel Africa into a new era of democratic strength, socio-economic development, and political harmony.
We bring together wisdom, vision, and a unified commitment to create solutions that will propel Africa into a new era of democratic strength, socio-economic development, and political harmony.
Right, there's more if you log on to 3 News GH, especially on Instagram and Facebook as well, where you can get to find all the details relating to news. You can also be able to find behind the scenes of some of the interesting stuff that we do here at Media General. So that's it right on your screen. Just go on the search button, 3news.gh on Instagram. Get to follow us for all beautiful, captivating, and interesting content.
Exactly, and we're going to go on a short break. We'll be back with more news. Do stay tuned.
Nana, who are you voting for this year?
How about area? As for this question, you need not ask. John Mama and the NDC, of course. Who else? You know there should be a change. Maybe I should have brought to Abapa.
Nana, born before computer.
Yeah,
do you still remember how to vote?
I am so sharp. On December 7th, when I get to my police station, I'll take my voter's ID card to the EC officer. He will check, find my name, and give me a ballot paper. I'll inspect the ballot paper and make sure the EC stamp is at the back with no other markings around it. When I get to the box, I will just inspect the paper again, search for the umbrella. I will just put my thumb in the ink pad and stamp the empty box just by the umbrella, not on the line or Mohammed's face, but in the empty box just by the umbrella. Then I clean my hand, fold my ballot paper vertically and horizontally, and drop it straight into the presidential box.
Now well done.
On the parliamentary candidates, I'll just stamp my hand in the empty box just by the umbrella. Now I'm done. Give it back.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
This October to December, King's Furniture says, thank you, Ghana. Enjoy a whopping 25% off on all our domestic kitchen, wardrobes, and sofas. Upgrade your home with the finest furniture, crafted right here in Ghana. And for your office, we're offering 20% discount on all office furniture because your workspace deserves the best. Whether it's for home or office, now's the time to make your space truly yours and give the gift of comfort and style to your loved ones. Hooray! Promo is from October 1st and ends December 31st, 2024. Visit King's Furniture Showroom today and enjoy these incredible discounts. Locate us in Accra, Kisima, adjacent Melco and Takrade, Tanokrum, Pipeline, right opposite Connect FM, or call us on 050-150-5507 Accra and 050-133-2327. King's Furniture sets a standard. And a big thank you to Ghana.
Everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. Who will be careful M-Punch one?
Chesena me ankasa me period na say problems wom ntina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chesena nya asem ketewa na me kwan point no mo hwe me modem no mo hwe bibia na so mo medu me fire no ene ma won kra me enu foforo kwa na mkwan mu a eba
and everything yourself
me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante ene ne ko end point o mama no nura ene ne ho idea watimi asori anante.
That's end point for you of Acrobato. Hello hey ohwehwe what che okay a free bra wo di end point what dance am me call you no me Joseph Semana nkoyie and person na my emre nyina na magina sebema na me be fear for there the one dey nyina jaresa. You heard everything. I have secret. M-Punch is my secret. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. Every
this Sunday on Hot Issues, we have emphasized the point that the right and the freedom of protest belongs to every Ghanaian.
Reflecting on the incident, do you think it was a reckless thing you did?
I think that it is reckless to deny citizens of their rights.
Oliver, what do you want? Why do you do what you do?
I don't understand why we as a society can watch our environment being pillaged to this level. The demand for dignity, we cannot be tired of that. When leaders promise something and they fail at it, they give us an indication that they are people whose words matter to them.
Hot Issues shows Sundays at 2 p.m. on TV3.
TV3, first in news.
You're still watching Weekend Central. Welcome back. And Speaker of Parliament Alban Babin's decision to declare 4 parliamentary seats vacant has led to a legal battle and heightened political tensions. As the House adjourns indefinitely due to a lack of quorum, plans for a recall are underway, while a private citizen has filed a case at the High Court for the court to declare the Speaker's decision as being valid. Here's a News Desk report.
The decision by the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Babin, to declare 4 parliamentary seats vacant led NPP caucus leader Alexander Penyumakin to approach the Supreme Court with an ex-party injunction. The Supreme Court directed the Speaker of Parliament to stay his decision pending the final determination of the matter. On Tuesday, October 22, when the House resumed, the leader of the NPP caucus had this to say.
We will not give them that theater they so aggressively seek. This will disrupt democracy and to destroy our nation. We believe that the appropriate thing is to quietly yield to them and wait upon Mr. Speaker.
The Speaker adjourned Parliament indefinitely as the House lacks the numbers to take a decision.
In view of the current circumstances, the fact that there is a question on the composition and constitution of Parliament, and having regard to the public interest and the exigencies of the state of affairs in Parliament, I will proceed to, in accordance with Standing Orders 59, adjourn the House indefinitely.
The leadership of the NPP caucus then announced plans to trigger the recall of the House pursuant to Article 112, Clause 3 of the Constitution and Order 53 of the Standing Orders of Parliament. The NDC caucus appears resolute in defending the Speaker's decision.
This attempt to use the judiciary to gag us and to push us aside, I can assure you, it will not happen. Not under our watch. It won't happen in Parliament. And we know what we are doing in Parliament. We have our strategies. We won't put it here. But if anybody thinks that they can use some rough tactics to eliminate us, I can assure you we'll remain resolute. We'll remain very firm and committed, and we'll do what is right and proper to serve this country.
Former Majority Leader Oseche Mensah-Bonsu wants leadership in Parliament to engage the Speaker to resolve the controversy.
Nothing can take the place of further engagement. That's George Orwell by this. What is happening has serious national security implications. The Majority Leader has, caused signatures to be appended for a recall. If you want to be technical about that, he has 7 days within which to act. And then I think another 7 days by our new rules, which will take it to about 2 weeks or 3 weeks or so. What happens in the meantime? Does it mean that if those CIs come, they will not mature before the conduct of the elections? We should be thinking of the national interest. That's why I'm saying that it's important to further engage.
Meanwhile, a private citizen has filed a suit at the High Court, praying the court to validate Speaker Babin's declaration of 4 seats vacant. Benjamin Yemo Tete wants the High Court to stop the 4 MPs whose seats were declared vacant by the Speaker from holding themselves out as MPs until the case is determined. He also filed a separate suit preventing Speaker Babin from recalling the House. Speaking on the key points, Executive Director of Africa Center for Parliamentary Affairs, Dr. Rashid Draman, says there should be ways for members of Parliament to dialogue on their disagreements.
What we are seeing now is that the least challenge, then people will run to the court. The least challenge, people would start invoking the rules. It's fine, but it simply means that tomorrow when somebody is not pleased, they will just invoke the rule just to frustrate.
For lecturer at the University of Ghana School of Law, Dr. Justice Sremsai, stakeholders should be concerned that the courts can't stop issues pending before Parliament.
At the time of the order, the 4 MPs were effectively, ousted. They've vacated. They've been declared. The seats have been declared vacant. So, if you want to reverse it, that will require a parliamentary decision. Even if the Speaker wanted a decision to implement the ruling or the directive of the Supreme Court, which is the reversal, it couldn't have happened because the Speaker himself is not, the Speaker doesn't take decision in Parliament unless there's a tie. The only way the Speaker comes is when there's a tie. But beyond that, it is the members of Parliament who have the power to legislate.
It awaits to be seen how these cases in court will pan out.
We indeed wait to see. Finance Minister Dr. Mohammed Amin Adams has criticized management of Sunan Asagli Power Plant Limited for acting in bad faith following the shutting down of the plant over ECG debt. Sunan Asagli Power Limited shut down its 560 megawatts plant due to the inability of the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, to pay its $259 million debt. But Finance Minister at a media briefing as part of the IMF World Bank annual meeting said an agreement with the company will be signed in the coming days, leading to the debt settlement. Take a listen.
Ghana has a number of power plants that are generating electricity for the people. And so one power plant shuts down does not mean the other plants are not generating. Asogli submitted a final agreement for our review. We've reviewed it and we are fine with it, except one issue which led to them shutting down. I did not want to talk about it, but because they issued a statement, let me also provide some further information on this. So when the Ministry for Finance did one-off payments to all the IPPs, we're supposed to pay Asogli $30 million. Later on, subsequently, they made a case for another $30 million. But we did not agree to that. So when we finalized the negotiation with them on the arrears, ECG actually led the negotiation. And as part of the settlement, ECG wanted us to pay the $30 million they made a case for, which we did not agree as part of the settlement. And so I had meetings with Asogli, and we agreed that we will pay. But we wanted them to sign the settlement agreement because this is one of the terms of the agreement. They said, no, we should pay before they sign. But if it is part of the settlement agreement, why should I implement an agreement that has not been signed? And so we communicated this to Asogli, only for Asogli to come and say, they no longer want 30 million, now they want 60 million. And if we don't pay them 60 million, they will shut down. That is why they shut down. Right. And so people behave as if we as a country, we don't know our rights. And so by going ahead to shut down, they acted in bad faith. This is not how partners work together, particularly when it involves financial negotiations. So they shut down. We continue to produce power. I was informed only yesterday that they are ready to sign the settlement agreement. And so we've instructed ECG to go ahead and sign. That should help in normalizing our relationship so we can move on. And so by signing that agreement will also mean that the third IPP is also done as far as the restructuring is concerned.
Now, the Ghana Water Company in Takoradi Western Region is set to embark on a rigorous debt mobilization drive, issuing a 3-week ultimatum to defaulting customers. The company warns that those who fail to comply risk prosecution. Nana Berima Banye is the acting chief regional manager of the Ghana Water Company in the Western Region.
Our customers owe us as much as 23 million Ghana cedis. I'm not saying 23 million old Ghana cedis. That's no money now. 23,000 Ghana cedis. So you can imagine if you convert it to the old Ghana cedis, you can't even mention it. That would be up pay. And this is how much people are owing us. And it is because of those customers who pay their bills and they leave some. They don't pay. Unlike Mr. and Mrs. Mensah, who pay everything. So we are pleading with customers that Ghana Water Company is no longer a subvented organization. We don't receive subventions from government for our day-to-day operations. We must embark on our day-to-day operations out of the monies we receive in terms of water bill payment. So if you don't pay your bill or you pay it and you leave some, it will come to a time that Ghana Water Company may not be able to buy chemicals. We may not be able to buy fuel. We may not be able to buy the operational item that we need on a daily basis. So we are pleading with our customers. We cannot go to every single house. So if you are in Takrady, or you are in Axim, or you are in Takwa, and you hearing me, or you are seeing me, or wherever, we are pleading with you that you should emulate the example of Mr. and Mrs. Mensah, who pay their bills regularly and also pay everything. So that
the Ministry of Food and Agriculture has announced that this year's National Farmers' Day will take place on Friday, November 8, 2024. The Ministry, in a press statement, said President Akufo-Addo confirmed the date for the 40th edition of the annual celebration. The National Farmers' Day event will be hosted in the Greater Accra region. The statement added that there will be no regional-level celebrations this year. The ministry noted, however, that each region is permitted to nominate winners for 10 regional award categories. These awardees are required to travel to Accra on Friday, November 8, 2024, where they will be honored at the awards night ceremony. You're so tuning to Weekend Central here on TV3 with me, Godwin Asidiba, and I'm doing this with Judith Brown. We are taking another break and we will be back shortly. Stay with us.
Papa Sammy, I beg if you find something small, give us.
Bro Sammy, you see, don't be say boys no one do nothing and just they rely on handouts. Jobs to no deal.
I understand your hassle. Hope they come. John Mama, they come do the National Apprenticeship program where he go sort you guys.
Brother Sammy, waiting with that.
John Mama knows say no be everybody we won't work for office. Like me.
That one day is true.
Under the National Apprenticeship program, young men and women where they won't learn craft will be enrolled under the program and attached to a senior craftsman who will train them for free.
I beg you, mechanic day inside. Me like this. I don't want to learn mechanical, but the course no.
Mechanics day inside. Organizing, dressmaking, fabric making, catering, hairdressing, tiling, painting. What they even sweet about this whole thing, they say, when you plead, the NDC government go make sure say they go give you certificate where you go fit take go look for job anywhere.
That's sweet. Oh, that's be one waffle.
Another one waffle thing they say, when you plead, the NDC government go set you up with startup capital and equipment to make sure you can start your own business.
Wow! I dey go shopping my town wait 7 December.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Results.
This Sunday on Hot Issues.
We have emphasized the point that the right and the freedom of protest belongs to every Ghanaian.
Reflecting on the incident, do you think it was a reckless thing you did?
I think that it is reckless to deny citizens of their rights.
Oliver, what do you want? Why do you do what you do?
I don't understand why we as a society can watch our environment being pillaged to this level. The demand for dignity, we cannot be tired of that. When leaders promise something and they fail at it, they give us an indication that they are people whose words matter to them.
Hot Issues shows Sundays at 2 p.m. on TV3.
TV3, first in news.
Welcome back. You're still watching Weekend Central. Now, researchers at the Center for Migration Studies of the University of Ghana have called on policymakers to adopt a comprehensive approach to migration and climate change at a conference to devise means of curtailing
and to promote a deeper understanding of the nexus of forced displacement and climate change. Director of the Center for Migration Studies, Professor Mary Boatima Setrana, said the idea of social transformation is to help develop a more inclusive and sustainable approach to rural development.
We sought to investigate social transformation conditions that promote sustainable and inclusive rural development and adoption of climate change adaptation and mitigation practices. The second one is to contribute to better understanding of social transformation by district, regional, and national decision making. And the third is to support integration and application of social transformation analysis in development planning and implementation.
The Director, Head of Cooperation, Canadian High Commission, Kathleen Flynn Dapar, in her remarks emphasized that the critical issues at hand need an evidence-based approach, especially a homegrown and localized approach to thinking about the solutions to ensure sustainable livelihoods.
This context of poly-crisis globally warrants an evidence-based approach and especially a homegrown and localized approach to thinking about the solutions that are most effective, sustainable, and rights-based.
The event was graced by the Deputy Minister of Education, Reverend John Ntim Fojo, and hosts of researchers.
Let's head to the Upper East region now. Residents of Bolgatanga Sabon Zongo are eagerly awaiting the completion of a road that will connect their area to neighboring communities. The project is on track to be finished by the end of the year. Our correspondent in the Upper East region, Tanko Mohammed Rabiu, has more.
Sabon Zongo, located in the business district of Bolgatanga, the capital of the Upper East region, is home to people from diverse backgrounds, including those from West African countries like Nigeria, Togo, and Burkina Faso. Access in the community has been challenging for vehicles, particularly commercial tricycles known as aboboyas and taxi services. Emergency services such as ambulances and fire trucks also struggle to reach the area during crisis. The road construction began with the drainage system and is expected to be completed by the end of this year, according to the contractor. Elvis Atia Figo Awonekai described the ordeal residents faced before the project began.
The Zongo Road is a project that Alhaji Farouk Hamza, who is the Executive Secretary for Ghana Hajj Board, myself and him sat and then we looked at it. We thought that the road needed to be done. So I was assigned and I met Mr. Peter Amoako, the Regional Director for Urban Roads. Together with Amoako, we followed up and identified the area where we were supposed to do. Everything has been approved and work is ongoing. Laying of bitumen is expected soon on the route.
Some residents expressed their gratitude and excitement regarding the new road.
We need the road badly. So now the road is coming here, going ahead of us. NDC camp, we are not able to do the road. Here is NDC well back. They are doing things to make effort to do the road. Like now, MPP camp power. We have road, updated the road nationally.
We are now relieved. Our greatest nightmare was access to the road network, which especially affected us women because taxis were unwilling to enter here, so they would drop us off, forcing us to walk.
The road, when completed, will connect several communities within the municipality and beyond.
Now, Christians have been advised to seek medical attention when battling sickness and not to rely solely on prayers. The founder and general overseer of the Charismatic Evangelic Ministry, SEM, Reverend Steve Mensah, cautioned people to take physicians seriously as part of God's creation, even though the Bible discusses miracles.
Dubbed Cape Coast for Christ, the week-long denominational event
was characterized by sermons, medical outreach and charity activities that benefited over 30,000 people from across the central region. Medical experts provided care for individuals with various health issues and offered medications for free. The General Overseer and founder of the Charismatic Evangelistic Ministries, CEM, Reverend Steve Mensah, emphasized the need for Christians to understand the thin line between seeking signs and wonders and pursuing medical help.
We are treating people. We are not just screening them and tell you, oh, you have this problem. Go and look for medicine. No, I'm also a minister who believes in a combination of medicine and prayer. I believe in medicine. I believe in prayer. I believe in miracles. I believe that miracles also are the interventions of God, and then also medical outreach and helping and surgery are all the interventions of God. I combine all so that the person is totally healed and delivered. So screening and treatment is very important.
The National Malaria Elimination Program Manager, Dr. Kezia Mam, who was one of the medical experts, cautioned the public to seek early treatment to prevent diseases.
So this morning, since we started, as you can see, we've seen a lot of people with eye problems that we are taking care of. Their eye problems in terms of refractive errors and then other conditions. We take care of them and give them the glasses that they need. We also are seeing quite a number of fungal infections, skin infections, urinary tract infections, respiratory tract infections, and we are treating them all.
The Ogwaman Hain Osaberima Kwesiata II lauded CEM for the initiative, stating that it's provided great relief to all beneficiaries.
Right, 3news.gh on Instagram. Don't forget to visit us on there and get to follow us for exclusive content when it comes to news, politics, entertainment, health. You can count it all. Just make sure you go on there and you can be able to connect with us and feel us more over there. You can also log on to www.3news.com to get to have all the happenings in the world of news as well, Judith.
And also, don't forget to tune in to watch Hot Issues today. We're speaking to Oliver Bakavomawa, and you know what has been happening over the weeks with regards to the demonstrations and all that, the arrests.
Absolutely.
So we have more for you on Hot Issues. Stay tuned to TV3. It's been glad doing this with you. My name is Judith Brown.
And my name is Godwin Asidiba. Enjoy the rest of our programming. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Look, I had to ride, I had to strive, I had to push myself. Monkey, I did push my health. I've been on a journey and I've been learning. Took the books on shelf and all the stress I'm stressing. I know me come, then I do myself. Look, I had to lie, I had to cry, I had to lose myself. Then I had to rise to the skies, yes, I flew myself.
You made me right, you made me wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see, I close my eyes to
all smiles, I know what it takes to fool this down. I'll do it till the sun goes down and all through the night time. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, show you what you wanna hear. Keep my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. It's never the right time. Break down, only alone I'll cry out loud. You never see what's hiding out deep down.